So we have learned how to simplify expressions. We looked at expressions. Some of them had distributive property, some of them had like terms. We simplified expressions. Today, we're going to stick an equal sign in the mix. We're going to make an equation, and we're going to solve equations where we have to simplify first. So here are your steps. Write these down. These are your steps every time. The first time, or the first step, is you're going to distribute. If you have parentheses with a number outside, like here, or I see one here, you're going to do that first. Always distribute first. Then your second step, after you distribute, is combine like terms. This is exactly what we did with expressions. But after we do that, you're going to have formed either a one or two-step equation. So your last step is going to be to use inverse operations to solve the two-step equation. Now, sometimes it will be a one-step, but those are very simple also. Okay? So let's look right here. We have 2 times the quantity s minus 1 equals 6. I'm going to look. I have distributive property. So I'm going to take this 2 and I'm going to distribute it. 2 times s is 2s. 2 times what kind of 1? Negative 1 is negative 2. Now I'm going to suggest that you start paying close attention to that equal sign because that's going to be more and more important the more complicated our equations get. I'm going to draw a line through it just so I can see the left side and the right side. But I've got my equal sign there. I'm going to bring it down. I'm going to bring down my 6. Then I'm going to look. Do I have like terms? I don't. On the left side I have an s and I have a negative 2. I cannot combine through the equal sign. The equal sign's like a barrier, so that's as far as I can get. But I've now formed this two-step equation. 2s minus 2 equals 6. So we're going to use inverse operations. We are really good at this. We're going to add 2 to both sides. We get 2s equals 6 plus 2 is 8. We're going to divide both sides by 2, and we get s is 4. So our solution here is 4. If we were to take this 4 and plug it in here for s, 4 minus 1 is 3, 2 times 3 is 6. Now this next one underneath it, negative 2 times z plus 11 equals 6. This is very similar to this one. If you want to pause the video and try it on your own, you can. I will work it and we will check it. Find your equal sign, draw a line through it. Now we're going to distribute. We look over here. Is there anything to distribute? There is. I'm going to distribute this negative 2. Negative 2 times z is negative 2z. Negative 2 times positive 11 is negative 22. Bring down your equal sign, bring down your 6. Do I have any like terms to combine? I don't. Something with a z and then a constant, those are not like terms. I'm going to add 22 to both sides. I get negative 2z equals 28. That's multiplication, so I'm going to divide both sides by negative 2, and z is negative 14. Okay? All right, now look at 3n minus 40 plus 2n equals 15. Remember, the first thing we look for is distributive property. Do I have anything with parentheses over here to clear? I don't, so I get to skip step 1. Then I'm going to combine like terms. Find your equal sign. If it helps, draw a line down so that you can see the left side and the right side of your equation. I look for like terms. I have a 3n, I have a 2n. 3n plus 2n is 5n. I bring down the minus 40. Bring down my equals, bring down the 15. It's now a two-step equation. Finish it up. Add 40 to both sides. 5n equals 55. Divide both sides by 5, and n equals 11. Now, on this one, I do want you to pause the video. Pause the video, try this one underneath by yourself, then turn the video back on and check it. I got t equals 3. Is that what you got? If you didn't, find your error, correct it, and also check my work. Make sure I did it correctly. Okay? Now, these problems over here, these both had distributive property. These two problems you had to combine like terms. This one you have both, so take it one step at a time. Step one is to distribute. Well, let's find that equal sign so we don't go crossing it when we shouldn't, okay? Over here, this one's also backwards, which some of us don't like, but I'm going to bring down the 13 and bring down the equal sign. The first thing you have to do is the distributive property, so you're going to bring down your 2y. Then you're distributing, and pay attention here, what's in front of the 3, a minus sign, so that makes that 3 act like a negative. So negative 3 times y is negative 3y. Negative 3 times a positive 4, don't forget that term at the back, is negative 12. Okay, so that's step one, distribute. Step two is combine like terms. Bring down your 13, bring down your equals. Look for your like terms. 2y minus 3y. What is 2 minus 3? 2 minus 3 is negative 1, right? Now, you don't have to write that 1 there. You do have to write the y, but you get negative 1y minus 12. Now, it's a two-step equation, isn't it? So, inverse operations, I'm going to take care of the minus 12 first. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. I get 25 equals negative 1 times y. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 1, and y is negative 25. Sometimes they like us to use equations with geometric shapes. We've done something similar to this, but we're going to look at it today with an equation. Here I have a triangle, 3 sides, and they tell me the perimeter is 22 units. Remember, perimeter means to add up the sides. So I take my 3 sides, I see a 5, I see an x, I see an x plus 1, those are my 3 sides, and I'm going to set that equal to 22. I added this side to this side to this side, and it equals 22. Now, this is a multi-step equation. I want you to pause the video, use your steps, solve it, turn the video back on, and check it. I got that x is 8. Notice this did not have distributive property, so I combined like terms. 1x plus 1x is 2x. Those are my variables. My constants, 5 plus 1 is 6. I got a two-step equation. I solved it. I got x is 8. Now, the next one tells us that the area of this rectangle is 56 square units. How do you find the area of a rectangle? The area of a rectangle is its length times its width, right? So what we're going to do, we're going to take the 2 sides, you multiply the sides of a rectangle to get its area. We're going to say 7 times the quantity x plus 2, because that's how you find the area of a rectangle. We're going to set that equal to 56. Notice this is now a multi-step equation. Pause the video, use your steps, solve it, turn it back on, and check it. For this one, I got x is 6. I did have distributive property, so I distributed. I did not have like terms. That just gave me a nice little two-step equation, and I solved. So check your work. If you made any mistakes, fix it. If you have any questions, get some help.